Steve Bro. I've been playing for 24 years. We're at AGA Farms. They've been doing pumpkins and Christmas trees here for decades, and it's a family farm. That's how we discovered this place. So we shortened the pumpkin patches, we shortened the cornfields, we kind of shaped our fairways and planted professional turf grass on 16 of the 18 holes. The steel club is going to be able to score much easier. It's bigger shots, it's much more open, where here you're kind of forced to play certain shots.
When Steve was designing the course, he wanted to try to take a little bit from a lot of different places and putting it into this course, take the best of everywhere and put it into here. Every hole here is birdieable, but every hole here is bogeyable.
Don't bite off more than you can chew. It'll bite you. It'll bite you here at AGA if you start thinking that you can attack.
When you throw a great shot, it feels amazing. I mean, anybody else that's here can tell you that when you let that disc go, and it just pops off like that, it looks beautiful, and then when you're in the fairway, it feels great. And the same thing can happen up at Steel Club. It's the same thing. When you throw a great drive at Steel Club, it feels good and it looks good.
We have 70-something pros at this point, if not more. So we've got a really good field. You know, your local pros are going to have a really good opportunity to step up and do well in the event because they know the courses. The courses will speak for themselves. I think that the courses are worth playing. We think we've set up courses that can challenge the best.
That was the end result, was making this course ready for the Lost Valley Open.
And welcome to Gatekeeper's coverage of the Lost Valley Open 2020, presented by Discmania. My name is Steve Bro, designer as well as co-TD of the event, and I am joined here by Dustin Keegan.
Hi everyone, I am the 2018 champion of this event, and really excited to see this coverage.
So we've got an exciting field that has joined us this weekend for the Lost Valley Open, all the way from up in the north area of Massachusetts and then down south as well. We've got an amazing field. We've got some exciting golf to be played, and we're looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, this is a really amazing event, and it plays on two really good courses, and we get to watch two cards compete at the same time.
So we've got Connor, Endy, Casey White, Steve Brinster, and myself on the second card. And then on the lead card, we have Simon Lizotte, Andrew Fish, Dustin Keegan, and Mike Carman. So some exciting players to watch.
All right, let's get to it.
So as we have started here are the players to watch. We have quite a few thousand rated players in here, a bunch of sponsored professionals, and some of the guys, especially the local guys, really know this course. So it should be exciting to see who comes up and competes with some of the top level pros out here today.
Yeah, we have some weather looming in the forecast, so everyone's on edge and ready to get going.
Yeah, so we'll see Connor here. This is going to be the second card that we're going to be doing coverage of, and we have Connor Indy, who's a local here from Pennsylvania, just a bomber young guy who is starting to make waves in the scene around here, and just smashes one up there.
Wow, that was a really good shot, just past the pin, maybe 20-25 feet.
Yeah, hole one has a tricky green that certainly can see some discs rolling into the hazard, and just it's a tough starting hole.
Yeah, it's one of the better starting holes out there. It's not a gimme by any means. The bailout zone is kind of where Casey is going here, a little left of the bunker, and give yourself a putt on a steep slope.
And Casey White, for those who don't know, Casey White, not only before his friendship with Simon, was certainly making waves in the Northeast, and just a great player out of Massachusetts. So we expect big things out of Casey. He's been a really good player for a while now, and exciting to watch.
Definitely. All right, here we go. Former U.S. champion Steve Brinster.
Steve, no doubt, is going to be looking to get to at least pin high here. Steve has been known to have a cannon for a long time, and just especially his power hyzer shot has always been his go-to, and he puts it way up there.
That's perfect.
And finally on the tee, course designer for both.
All right, to round out the card, the man himself, Steve Braud.
Yeah, we'll see. Playing and running an event, there was a reason why we had 5 TDs for the event this year, is where me and Mike could play, and we had some great people behind us that were helping run the event the entire time. So it's a pleasure to be able to play in the event. And I bailed out.
All right, power hyzer, left side. The one thing you don't want to do on your first throw is go OB, so smart play there.
Yep. And now we'll get to see, this is, again, the typical range where people like to be. You can still be aggressive with the putt, but, you know, you can get that bad roll away. You hit basket or you hit the band, and there's a good chance that it's coming back down the hill. Casey playing it smart.
Yeah, you can tell it's on the hill, but this slope is actually really steep. If you miss your putt, you can easily roll back down into the bunker, which is a hazard.
And Connor getting his round started exactly the way you want to. You know, an immediate birdie kind of puts you right in the right position, because you just want to be under par after the first few holes. If you can start anywhere under par, then you're sitting in a good spot.
Yeah, hole 1 comes in as the 3rd hardest hole on the course, so to get your birdie is a big bonus.
And that's my par putt. I'm super happy walking away with a par on hole 1. And then we have Steve for birdie here.
All right, in prime position.
Looks like he got distracted there. Have to reset.
Oh. Oh, no.
That is exactly what can happen. The slope certainly is not ideal, and Steve is now playing it as a hazard with a 1-stroke penalty from way back. And I think we had this discussion after this that Steve probably should have just re-putted from his previous lie.
Yeah.
Because he was literally right next to the basket. So just kind of the frustration of being on hole 1 and having, you know, as many people out there watching, and just the situation got to him. So unfortunately, Steve's going to take a bogey there. But let's take a look at hole 1. So it's 381 feet, plays more like 420 feet, straight uphill the entire way. The one thing you don't want to do is go half aggressive if you can get there and end up in that hazard. Either you should lay up or you're going full board at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just a true power hyzer shot.
Yeah, one that Simon certainly is licking his chops at this hole.
Oh, it looks pretty good.
He just did not.
Oh, just didn't get it high enough.
So immediate hazard for Simon. He can obviously save par by playing it from where his lie is. You don't necessarily play normal OB rules when it comes to the sand traps. You actually play it from where it's in the hazard with the 1-stroke penalty. And then here next on the box we have yourself, Dustin Keegan, who you got to play in the 2018 Lost Valley Open when it was the inaugural tournament and ended up taking home the victory.
Yeah, so I threw it way wider than my line, and I had no chance. So I'm looking at a par putt right off the get-go.
Yep, so another one in the hazard there. So you can see there is some scoring variation on hole 1, definitely. So next on the box we have Andrew Fish, who actually won the 2019 Lost Valley Open last year. The event has been played at multiple venues, all being at AGA Farms, though, is the common theme behind the event itself. And what a shot by Fish. He put himself in prime position as well.
Oh, Fish is a heck of a player. He is a superstar out here on the Northeast and someone who is always contending for the win.
Yeah, you can say that again. Fish is definitely one to watch. As soon as he shows up, you kind of go, oh, man. And then we have Mike Carman. My co-TD helped me design both of these courses, has been instrumental in putting this event together. And he left that a little bit short, but that's a safe shot.
Yeah, Mike was saying he's not going for it. He's going to let the big guns just keep throwing big, and he's going to play his game.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know, if you're not going to go for it, then leave yourself 50 feet behind that sand trap. It doesn't make any difference. Yeah. It's the same approach shot. And here you are for your par. What a great putt.
Yeah, I drilled that one. I was really happy to get that one. It's way more uphill than it looks, and that's about a 45-footer. So great way to start my round off.
Let's see if Simon can follow suit here.
Yeah, from about 28.
Ooh.
Ooh, but it luckily sits down.
All right, and Fish, this is quick, easy cleanup for Andrew. He doesn't waste time when he steps up and putts. He gets it in there.
All right, Simon cleaning up. Bogey, not happy with that one.
You can see the second card going up the hill there on the second hole. We're going to see some highlights of hole number 2, and this is me for birdie, and I ended up putting it in.
Great putt.
Yeah, it is extremely uphill as well. This hole plays up an old logging trail in the woods, and your first shot is kind of an open shot placement, and then second shot is straight up a tight old logging trail. So this hole is not the easiest hole, but if you put yourself in the right position off the tee, you have a pretty easy up and down. We'll see the whole preview in just a minute.
All right, Steve got a tap-in birdie. It's going to make up for his blunder on hole 1. Casey cleaning up the par.
So here's hole number 2. Now, hole number 2 is a uphill. It is a left to right hole where you just want to land on this tee pad that's up here, and it will give you a decent shot through the woods and up this old logging trail, like I said. It is pretty extreme elevation. It's tough to get. If you're not accurate off the tee, it's tough to get up to that basket for your second shot.
Yeah, it's a really high left to right shot you want off the tee. Fish is going a sky roller. Wow, interesting play. Ooh, didn't quite get it up vertical enough.
You leave yourself down below in that spot. Not only are you dealing with the trees in the gap to get up to the basket, but you're just putting yourself almost too far away.
Yeah, I'm throwing a fairway driver that's pretty understable just to really work it left to right. Since it's so uphill, it's really hard to keep it going right the whole way. I was pretty happy with that release, and decent result.
Yeah, really good shot. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. If you're a little bit short of that, you kind of hit that primary gap up to the basket. But that's what you want. You want to be on that upper tier on the flat, and then you can manufacture a shot from there. Michael trying to throw an understable driver as well, but if you'll notice, he's going to be on that slope trying to throw his second shot, which almost prevents any kind of a run-up for your second shot.
Oh, Simon going big. He's just trying to crash the trees. That was really good.
Yeah, that's ideal. If you have the power to crash something in there on that like roller line, you actually put yourself in really good position. So here we have hole number 3. Tough putt for Connor, but he steps up and makes easy work of it.
Yeah, that was a death putt. There's a big slope leading to nothing but that green OB down there. So great putt by Connor. Looks like Steve's tapping in his par.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed birdie, hole 3. There's no, it's not a guarantee. And, you know, I got a par, Steve got a par. Even though hole number 3 is a shorter par 3, it's pretty easy. It's a tricky hole, you know, and even Casey got his par there. So you really only saw one person birdieing that hole, and Connor on the second card.
All right, up to the green. Here we go. Mike from probably about 30 feet, 35 feet.
Footing can be tricky up here. There's a lot of rocks, and you're on that slope, so you know, footing is definitely something to deal with.
Yeah, Fish a couple paces closer, drilled it. Perfect putt.
But you'll notice that was for par. So with his drive that was down on that bottom section, he didn't get all the way up there on his second shot to give him a chance at the birdie.
Mm-hmm. Simon, he threw a beautiful second shot, got his little 25-footer. That's a birdie 3. I had a really good second shot and was feeling pretty good coming up here about 20, 26 feet away, something like that. Oof.
Yeah, just left it way too low.
No legs. That's a really steep slope, so you know when you're putting uphill, you really need to use your legs more.
That is one thing about the steel club, is that there's a lot more elevation when putting. There's greens that are elevated, and you're seeing that time and time again. Whereas at the other course, it is reasonably flat, and you just have a better opportunity to score, I feel, when putting. Whereas at the steel club, it is a little bit more difficult, and you can see the death putt that you get. It's just a true hyzer shot, but you've got to have it deep enough in order to get a good putt on the green.
Simon with a really good line, getting the skip that you want. That's going to roll down to circle's edge. That hill is so steep that if any disc hits that edge, it's going to trickle down to about the circle.
Yeah, even when you think you have a good shot, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. It looks like Fish just caught the short grass and will give himself a inside the circle look.
Yeah, coming off of 2 pars. 1 short miss. I really wanted to get this hole. Thought I threw a perfect shot. And as you can tell,
yeah,
there it goes.
As soon as it crests that, it is gone. So let's see what Michael can do here. He's got a really good controlled hyzer shot, and this looks fantastic.
Oh, look how soft that landed. That's textbook right there.
Perfect. So hole 4 on the second card here, Steve kind of put his way far away on the right-hand side up this hill. He's probably 110 feet from the basket, and just trying to lay this up, and boom.
No way.
Right in the hole. Amazing putt. Did not expect it. I think he was asking for it to get down, and it just happened to get in the basket.
Yeah, you know you're good when your layups go in.
Yep. Yeah, so Casey with a longer look as well, puts it underneath the basket for his easy tap-in par. Again, I'm about 45 feet downhill, so I'm looking straight up at the basket, and just giving it a good run, knowing you can kind of be aggressive with the hill behind it. And then here we have Connor.
Nice, Connor.
Another birdie.
Yeah, 3 for 4 to start. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, he couldn't ask for a better start than that. I mean, that is, anything under par once you're through hole 3 is good, let alone to be 3 down through 4. So,
all right, everyone else cleaning up their pars.
So here we go on the sloped green of hole 3.
Yeah,
you definitely rolled down.
Rolled down to about circle's edge, just inside, way uphill. Just can't get the putter going yet.
We got plenty of time left in this round. Now here's Fish just drilling, just like it's nothing, drilling a birdie putt. And that doesn't give justice to how stressful that putt is looking down at that green.
Yeah, Fish putts really fast. He plays really fast. So, the benefits of that is you don't have a lot of time to think about all the dangers.
So Simon getting back-to-back birdies after his mistake here on hole 1, carding the bogey to start. And the rest of these guys, Mike should be able to tap this in for his birdie.
Perfect shot by Mike. He really needed that. Get the round going. I'm just going to clean up my par.
So let's take a look at hole 4. Hole 4 is uphill. It's 354 feet, but really I feel like you have to throw a 400-foot shot to get to the basket because it does. It just plays straight up the slope. We've made the hole a little bit easier than traditionally just to be able to have a birdie hole in this. So we've made some slight changes to the hole, but for the most part, it's a gettable hole. Simon taking the straight hyzer on it, but as you can see, he left it short.
Yeah, he thought that was perfect. So this hole is very deceiving. There's nothing in your way. You feel like you should birdie this every time, but this one plays trouble on a lot of people.
Yep. Fish putting it out there to the right, but it looks like he's going to be close to pin high, just a touch short, but certainly inside the circle.
Yeah,
there.
great shot by Fish. He kept it flat enough to get the skip.
And Mike taking a straighter look at it, trying to get something to flip up. I think the crowd thought it was going in there, but it was even a little bit short, so it is deceiving from the tee.
Yeah, I was kind of in between Fish's line and Mike's line and just threw neither.
Popped it up a little bit high. Now, you're not, you've got a good, strong chance at that putt, but not what you wanted.
No.
And Connor's showing off his forehand here, and he's got a monster forehand, and it doesn't even look like he throws it. But I can't tell you how hard it is to reach that green.
OB with the sidearm.
Yeah, from the tee box. It's really tough to reach that green. Steve looks like he's trying to get a roller down here that just doesn't have enough to be able to stand up for him, so it's going to be down in that rough stuff.
Oh, and that rough is rough.
There's plenty of natural OB on the course here. So Connor's upshot here. Boy, he just guns it, and again, he's going to be down the hill. The pin positions are tricky. You've got to be careful with your approach shots to keep yourself close, and here he is to try to save par. Or, no, this is for bogey from the out of bounds.
Yeah.
So Connor's going to take, at best, a double bogey.
Yeah, fall right back after that great start.
Yep. But at least he had the great start.
Yes. All right, Casey lining up.
And all of these shots are going to be for par. This is one of the holes that was extremely difficult to get your birdie on.
Yes, this is the second hardest hole on the course, and 0 birdies.
Yeah, in the first round. Yeah, 0 birdies on this hole in the first round says quite a bit. It says that we probably need to make the hole easier. So I'm tapping in for par. I'm not thrilled with a 1 under start, but I'm not going to complain about that at all. Connor moving back to 1 down. And Steve is going to tap in for his par, which is a good par save from where he was down in that shul.
Yeah.
So Steve being even par, he's not going to be thrilled with that. So back to the lead feature card.
As for me, from like 60, it was on a good line, but just didn't have enough juice up that hill. Simon's standing just outside the circle and right in the heart.
No problem.
Man, he makes those putts look so easy. The 40-footers he makes look so easy.
Yeah, it's become just a repetition thing for him. If he doesn't make a 40-footer, it's more of a shock than anything else. Let's see if Mike can get the putter going here. And a great putt by Mike. With a nice birdie.
Yeah, back to back.
Yep.
He needed that after the par start.
Yep. And here's Fish walking up to his shot. Like I said, he was pretty close to getting to pin high, but he's probably no more than 17 feet from the basket here.
Yep. Takes a knee because he's putting extremely downhill. Makes it a little easier. And Fish with a wonderful start. 3 through 4.
All right, so let's take a look at hole 5. Again, no birdies on this hole for this round, not to play spoiler here, but these guys are going to be tested. It's a tough hole with a tough pin location at the back of that green. You certainly can reach the green off the tee and find yourself OB, but if you're trying to play a conservative shot, it's just as easy to get down in the shoal on the left-hand side, which is really rough. So there's certainly some danger associated with this hole.
Simon decided to just go full send, took his more understable distance driver and just ripped it all the way past the pin.
That's so inconceivable. It's should make getting the par very easy for Simon. And then we have Fish, who plays a more conservative shot, trying to lay up, but you can see how quickly these things move over to that left-hand side, and once you get in there, it's tough to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have Mike lining up another, just a controlled shot. Mike is just trying to leave himself nice and short. He knows that he's not going to birdie this thing, so laying up to a good spot and then being able to pitch up to the basket is just the smart play.
Yep. That was perfectly executed. I was trying to replicate Fish's line. He threw it a little higher than he wanted to, is why he faded out. But we're just trying to throw a fairway driver just short left of the green.
And it looks like that's getting its way to the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, I actually followed Fish's line all the way over there.
Almost exactly in the same spot. So here we have Steve on hole number 6, teeing off. And Steve is debating with me whether or not he can get a roller over the creek that plays OB that's probably about 350 feet down that hill, somewhere in that range. So Steve is going to make an attempt at throwing a roller here, and he told me that it's my fault if it doesn't work.
All right, can't wait to see how this goes.
He drops it down prior to that ditch, but it hops right over and through the rope. So he was able to pull it off, and I think he turned around to me and said, "I'm not doing that in the third round." So he's not going to risk it. But a good shot.
Yeah,
and it's
great
putting
shot.
him in position to get the easy birdie.
Yeah, should have a short chip up.
I threw a controlled drive. I knew I was going to have to get a mid-range or something up there close to the basket, but that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, this is an extremely steep hill. So even if you're not that far away, you've got to put a lot of power into the shot to get it all the way up there.
Yeah, it's tough to judge that slope up there, too. If you're throwing from too far away or you put yourself too far down that hill, it's tough to get an accurate read. But here's Steve putting for the eagle. So he's got an eagle run at this thing, probably giving it that half style bid, but I'll tell you that we did a good job of doing a star frame there. Everybody ended up making their putts and walking away from that hole pretty happy. So here's Mike with his approach on hole 5.
Oh man, that was so close to perfect. Now he's got a touch of a tester, 25-footer uphill.
Shouldn't have a problem with putting that in, but you know, again, it's that elevated basket that comes into this. Fish looks like he's running this. Oh man,
wow. I was standing right behind him and it almost went in. It was looking right on line.
Yeah,
I have about the exact same shot.
You guys were right next to each other.
Yeah, I'm going control, upshot disc, stable, and just trying to land it short.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. You don't want anything more than that. So this is Simon for birdie, which has to be one of the only birdie putts that we probably saw. But he is in the sticker bushes. He is not in a very good place to be able to putt.
Yeah, he's about 60 feet. Just kind of pitches it up there.
Yeah, gave it one of those half bids. He knew what was on the backside of that, and you don't want to be down that hill. And here's Fish, again from the rough. So Fish is playing rough, and he ends up managing the hole and getting his par.
Great start from Fish. He's finally had a little trouble on this hole, and now he's right where he needs to be.
Now we've got Mike. This is going to be to save his par here. So big putt for him. And keep him kind of on track of the last 2 birdies that he got. Oh, and he just splashes out to the right-hand side, but it wasn't center. So
no. Yeah, he was not happy for missing that one.
Yeah. So he ends up losing one there in a bogey. We've got everybody else tapping in. You guys are getting your pars. Move on to hole number 6. Hole number 6, again, is a big downhill, wide-open shot. You can kind of pick the way that you want to play this hole. You just have to avoid that creek running down through the middle. that is out of bounds. We just saw Steve hop over that via a roller, and then it's a big uphill shot depending upon where you land to the basket. Certainly one of the easier of the par fours. You kind of feel like you step up and you go, I need to get this one. Simon just demolishes this disc.
Yeah, I was glad Simon went first. We had a little bit of a headwind, so I got to see his line, and that was perfect. He's looking at an eagle putt from like 60 or 70.
I think he expected it to go further, which is surprising.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about how his disc dropped out of the air.
Yeah, all of them. There were some weird thermals out there. The weather was coming, so
yeah, you can see
some
that
stuff
disc
was
drop
doing
as well.
crazy flights out there, especially throwing it as hard as you can off a big hill. So I saw Fish turn it over, so I had to put it on a little bit of hyzer, but just like Simon's, mine just didn't carry. Drops, leaves it short, but should have a routine up and down.
Let's see what Mike can do here. And he really, I mean, Mike is trying to play as controlled as he can. He didn't turn it over as much as he wanted, so he's going to be really far down that hill near that OB line, but still in a good position to be able to get up and down. Now here I am throwing my second shot on hole number 7, and just left it a little bit right. You know, it's pretty easy to do there.
Not too bad, though. Still has a putt for birdie. Casey from a similar distance, going sidearm. Gets it a little high, though, and falls down that hill. Collection zone is about a 30-footer.
Steve lining up a standstill, just a putter shot for him from here, and didn't quite get it enough as he wanted and left it just a little bit short, but still in position to be able to get his birdie.
Yeah, some of the tricky things about these open long holes is the depth perception. Like, you never really know how far you are away. Wow, Connor almost dunked that, but now he's got a 35, 40-footer coming back up the hill.
Yep. So here's Simon on hole number 6. This is, again, an eagle putt for Simon. And gosh, you can tell he just wants to get an eagle out here today. But
yeah, it was one of his main goals.
Yeah, it was. It was. But he's in a good spot to clean up birdie. This is Fish for his birdie, which he left himself a little bit further away than I'm sure he'd like.
Yeah, if you can tell, Fish has an unorthodox style, but when he's locked in, he just keeps making them.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, he's 4 down through 6 right now, which is just an ideal start.
Yeah, great start by Fish.
And you can see where Mike was down below near that out-of-bounds line. His upshot did not get close to the basket. He put too much juice on it and ended up the hill, which equates for a low-ceiling putt, and all of a sudden now he's having to really be touchy with this.
Yeah, this is a hole you really want to birdie. It's playing as the easiest hole on the course, so Mike is not very happy with that.
No. And everybody else should be able to tap out here. Simon's going to get his birdie. It looks like you're right there next to the basket for your birdie as well.
Yeah, we both had like 150-foot approaches, so yeah. Finally on the board.
There you go. There's your birdie. And Mike's going to tap in his par. So now we're watching the hole number 7 putts here. Here's Casey from way down below. Again, another elevated putt, and he bangs it.
Oh, what a putt by Casey.
Yeah, really nice putt.
He's shaking no to himself, but he's just making himself work a little harder than he wanted to. Steve from about the same distance, but with a flat lie.
Oh, just not high enough. Steve really likes to take his time in putting. There's such a difference between the way that Fish putts and the way that Steve putts. Yeah. And there's Connor, like nothing's going on. You know,
yep.
He's
cool. Connor came to play. He's on a tear, minus that one bad hole, but other than that, he's playing great golf.
He is cool, calm, and collected.
In the morning.
Birdie Fuel Coffee. Oh,
He took the cup. Where's he going with the cup? That's the cup.
took the cup. BirdieFuelCoffee.com.
All right, so we're back here on hole number 7. Again, it's a downhill first shot, and then your second shot plays slightly uphill. What you don't want to do is leave yourself right, getting that tree in the way, and you don't want to be long down into that collection area because it makes for a tricky putt coming back up the hill.
Yeah, Simon wanted this one really badly.
And
He just unleashed.
This has to be a 600-plus foot shot that he just threw. He is literally looking at a jump putt for eagle from where he landed.
Yeah, this is one of the hard things about this hole. You stepped up to a hole that really there's no obstacles, and you want to throw it as far as you can, but it's hard to control a shot when you're trying to throw it as far as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, Fish almost leaked a little left into where you don't want to be, but really it's about getting in the middle of the fairway and then getting up and down.
Here you are with a good-looking shot, maybe a touch low from what you wanted, but that's a good area to throw your second shot from. You got far enough to make that second shot not as complicated.
Yep. Mike's following my line, but had a little more height on it, so he's going to get the fade back at the end.
Really smooth shot, though.
Yeah, perfect.
He got the distance that he needed. So here I am on hole number 8, downhill, severely downhill. All you want to do is put it close to the basket.
Wow, beautiful upshot.
Here's Casey. It's hard to determine how steep this slope is, but we are standing way up on top of this hill looking down at this basket with the green on the right being OB and a really, really severe slope behind it. So Steve put it up there close too.
Yeah, a bunch of perfect upshots so far.
And you'll notice where Connor Endy ended up on the green with his drive, which is it's so hard to do. But yeah, he ended up laying up there and hoping to walk away with a bogey.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate break. All right, Simon for eagle. Oh man, he wanted that one so bad. He looked at us all and was like, "Come on, what do I gotta do?"
Yeah, he's on pace to get one at this rate. He's going to keep running these things. Mike
hit the branch above him, unfortunately, and dropped, so he's going to have to settle for a par. I left mine a little short, probably about 30 feet, looking for birdie. Just pulled it. I don't normally airball, so that was kind of concerning.
You can see the difficulty, though, and Fish just puts it in without an issue. But you can see the difficulty. Even with these wide-open holes, it's hard to judge. You know, it's hard to throw the right shot. You saw Steve leave it short there. You left it short there. So really kind of dialing in the depth perception is extremely important when playing these holes.
Yeah.
Here we've got your comeback putt.
Yep. I have to admit I was dealing with a little bit back tightness, so my putt was just a little rusty coming off. I didn't have the same movement I was normally used to, but as long as I can just keep getting pars, the birdies will come.
I think Brinster was complaining about the same thing. You guys are getting old.
I know, man. It happens. All right, Simon drop in birdie, continuing his great start.
Yeah, he's saying, he said before he started that this was a birdie fest and he wanted to get an eagle, and he is certainly birdieing the way that he was talking about, and the eagle chances have been coming for him. So hole number 8, really difficult downhill controlled shot. You got to really watch the angle of your disc as you're throwing down this hole in order to get it short enough of this green not to be OB. And then you've got to be careful with the upshot. You can see how severe that slope is behind the basket, and then you got to watch the green in front of you too. So it takes a little bit of control. I think that we could probably adjust this hole for next year's tournament to make it a little bit better. But let's see how these guys handle it.
Yeah, Simon was being aggressive, but pulled it right. The one thing he really can't do, and he hits the trees and falls down short.
And he is up on top of that hill, so he's going to have a big downhill look still. Fish looks like he's throwing something nice.
Yeah, Fish is just playing for max distance while being safe. landing there on the left side. This is the hardest hole on the course, score-wise, and so everybody's really being safe off the tee is the way to play this hole, and then just get up and down. I'm following Fish.
Yeah, just making sure that you don't go into those woods on the right is important. You're going to be sitting right there in the open with a downhill look at that basket. It should be a pretty routine upshot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Mike's going to throw another controlled shot here, knowing that he's not going to get to the basket and try to birdie this thing.
Yeah, this hole is unique because it's really downhill, but you have to throw it flat for the first like 60 feet of the flight. So it's really hard to get the nose down while keeping it flat. So it's a very unique shot.
So on to hole 9. This is my approach shot that I ended up leaving short. This is an island green, so you have to play over OB to the actual green itself, and I just put it right there in the rough.
Steve from a similar location. Good correction, and he got it all the way there.
Yeah, very, very good shot out of Steve. It's really about placement off the tee on this hole, making sure that you have a wide open look, but it's not that difficult of a hole. Certainly, it's one that we step up to and say, okay, I need to get the birdie here. You can see how close Connor is. He's just pitching up a little putter, and he didn't even throw that perfect, and he's still on the green.
Yeah.
So it's not that difficult of a hole. I made it look difficult.
It happened. There's some hard. If you throw it too far off the tee, you get a little blocked. There is OB on the left, so it's not a routine hole, but it's one you definitely want to get.
Yeah, I threw that putt so high I almost hit the tree and dropped back into the OB right above me. So, you know, just walking away from this is going to make me happy. And Connor.
Oh man,
Yeah.
He's a young player. He needs to
Slow down.
learn that. You
Yep.
can't take any putt for granted out there, especially on a big event competing against some of the best.
Yeah, should have definitely been a birdie for Connor there. I'm going to take my first bogey of the event, but I'm still under par, which is important.
Yep.
Here's Steve cleaning up his birdie, and he moves to 2 down.
Steve's playing great golf after that first hole.
Yep. And Casey to 3 down,
There you go.
and he's starting to light up a little bit. 3 out of the last 4. And Connor with a disappointing par after bogey in the last hole as well, just being aggressive and ended up on the green, which can certainly happen. So here's the approach shots here from our feature card. Mike having to go way down that hill. Oh, man.
Oh, just good enough.
Oh,
that
my
is
gosh.
safe.
That is so close. That's what happens, though, when you're trying not to go down the back side of this green. You end up leaving it short. Simon almost did the same thing.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was, it's getting really hot and humid. We think rain's coming, so the discs just weren't really going anywhere. It was kind of dead air out there.
Oh, the rain's coming.
Oh, it's coming. We don't know it yet.
It's definitely coming. And Fish, kind of just a routine layup for him. He's going to put that underneath the basket and be able to walk away with a par. Again, one of the harder par 3s on the course. Mike.
Oh, Mike. He's just looking a little short arm with that putt. He needs to putt with a little more intention.
Yeah, it's tough when you've got these death putts and the slopes behind the hill. If you don't have any confidence in your putt, this course is not the one to be playing. It's a tough one if you're not confident.
Yeah, this course is open, so to make an open course hard, you better have hard greens. And that's what Steve and Mike and everyone has done out here.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's going to be some changes for next year's event. This year is the first year we've played the Steel Club in the Lost Valley Open, or we've had a larger event at the Steel Club. So it was a lot of, we're out there, we're testing things, we're seeing what works, seeing things that don't work, and there'll be some adjustments for next year's event, but yeah, certainly we tried to make the greens difficult.
Yeah.
So, hole number 9, the left side is one of the only areas of the entire course that is out of bounds. You come over this high grass here and onto an island green. So, it's a shorter par 4, really precision off the tee box, being on the left-hand side, kind of cheating that OB a little bit to give yourself a good angle is important.
Simon with a nice controlled hyzer. That's about perfect. He wasn't too happy. He said he pulled it a little right of his line, but that's all you really want.
Now, Fish really played this short. Out of his hand, you could see that he didn't get the distance that he wanted out of that.
He barely threw that. We were all kind of shocked when we saw that flight come out of his hand.
I mean, he's got
a long ways to go.
Yeah, there's so much room there, and what you don't want to do is have to throw fairway driver to this green.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be throwing putter or mid-range up to this green to have a chance at the birdie. As soon as you're stepping that far back, it makes it difficult. Michael with a good shot. He pulled it a little bit right too, but it's just a nice forehand or a nice turnover putter from there to the green. You can see how far away Fish is here.
Yeah, he had to think about this one a little bit. Oh, and he just didn't get it high enough. Leaves it short.
Never got it in the air. So here's Mike throwing a forehand.
Yeah, that looks perfect. Oh, beautiful shot by Mike.
That'll be a nice birdie for him to get and get back a couple of the mistakes there.
Yeah, I've pretty much the same shot as Mike.
Even better.
Threw it just as I hoped.
Yeah, very good shot. And we'll watch Simon here throw something that's going to move to the right for him. He's throwing a stable putter that's going to come out of it a little bit, but, I mean, really good shot.
Yeah, Simon was saying his elbow was bothering him, so he's not throwing any sidearms for this event. And it's... Oh, Fish. He really wanted that one. Gave it a good run from the drop zone, but that's going to be a costly bogey.
And Simon tapping in his birdie. You're going to tap in your birdie, and so is Mike here. So, yeah, Fish can't be happy walking away from that hole, especially on a streak in the start that he had. You don't want to give a stroke back.
Yeah.
You know, if you get a par, that's one thing, but giving one back is tough.
Mm-hmm. All right, and that is through hole 9. And we are all sitting, wondering what the weather is going to do and wondering how we are going to attack this back 9.
Yeah, so for the feature card, we had Simon finishing up at 5 down, Fish with a bogey there to go to 4 down. 2 down for yourself, 1 down for Mike Carman. As we move into the second card here, we had Casey finishing up at 3 down, Steve at 2 down, Connor at 2 down, and myself at 1 down. So everybody under par as we look into the back 9 here. So we appreciate you joining us with Gatekeepers Media's coverage of the 2020 Lost Valley Open presented by Discmania. We look forward to seeing what happens on the back 9.